sister to me, who I love very much and very glad to see again after so many years. Wendy served in the United States Army as a combat medic from October 2003 to October 2006, with 9 months of deployment with the 47th Combat Support Hospital in Tikrit, Iraq. Previously, she served as the president of the local Los Angeles, California Iraq Veterans Against the War chapter, and was the chair of the board of directors of Iraq Veterans Against the War. Since leaving the military, Wendy's activism has focused on addressing the needs and issues of women veterans as they pertain to military sexual trauma, MST, rape, violence, patriarchy, and misogyny in military culture and the Veterans Affairs. Recently, she completed an academic project titled SAL Diaspora, Banished American Veterans, whose focus is the Deport Veterans Support House in Tijuana, Mexico, and the veterans that reside there. Finally, she has also completed a research project titled Female Soldiers Second-Class Heroes, and is pursuing undergraduate liberal arts studies in Antioch University in Los Angeles, California. The question we have for Wendy at the moment is, what are some of the approaches to challenging issues of diversity within Veterans for Peace and other organizations and the broader community, considering the struggles of the LGBTQ community, women, female veterans, people of color, and undocumented immigrants, in particular, the exile community of veterans that we have?
Thank you. That was an awesome introduction. Good morning. So I'll definitely take that question. I'm very interested in not only talking about creating our community, but what that looks like in action. As Mike Pearson so boldly stated, we need to have some solidarity and support. But what does that look like? Obviously, we consider ourselves an enlightened community. We like to think that we're pro-veteran, but what are our actions? What exactly are we doing? And not only that, but how are we supporting our most at-need veterans? Now, a lot of us know a lot, about the VA and how shitty they are, and etc. I recently did a paper on women and how they suffer military sexual trauma in the military, and how that is linked to power and violence. It's not just MST and sexual harassment and rape that we're talking about with women. Until very recently, the Veterans Affairs has just now started to study the long-term effects of women veterans. Not only are Black females the most at risk to become homeless, that's just bold. And just now, they're barely starting to grapple with the returning community of female OIF and OEF veterans, right? We can all attest how ridiculous this is. And now we see what's going on with the business for profit, where they've burned the place down, and now it's time to bring in big business to save the day, right? How ironic. So I want us to kind of have a conversation about what that looks tangibly for you and me. And I hope we can get a little bit here now and in this workshop to talk about, like my partner here said, be aware of who we are. As a white male, recognize your privilege and put yourself a little bit in someone else's shoes, perhaps a woman veteran's shoes, like myself, who has suffered MST, and not only that, but also facing in society. I want to see here, is there one woman here that has not suffered sexual harassment in her lifetime? Please raise your hand. I'd love to speak with you. Where are you at? Still waiting. So we need to have kind of an internal conversation with ourselves about what that looks like in this community before we can go out and preach this and talk about this to larger society, because it does begin with us. And like my brother said, there's so very few of us. We have to take care of each other. We're taking our own lives. How is this possible? It starts with small steps, checking in with people, sending a text. Hey, how you doing today? How's it going? Little things you would be surprised. So I'm interested in those connections. I definitely want to see more participation from women veterans. I want to see our male allies really have an internal discussion with themselves about their white privilege, about your male privilege, and understanding that is not enough. Consider yourself an ally to our community, my Latina community, my women community. Consider yourself